Hello viewers, I welcome you once again to my class. Today the topic of my class is essay writing. I am Dr. Vandana Vig. I am Professor of English. I am placed at the Thankar Mahavir Institute of Management and Technology, a college of the Thankar Mahavir University, Muradabad. Once again, I welcome you all to my class. Today we are going to discuss essay writing. Now, from the very beginning of our life, from the very beginning of our education life, we people have been reading and writing essays. Means class 1, class 2, it is that essay writing is being developed in the curriculum that the essay writing is being developed in the students. Like we begin with myself. We begin with myself means we have to write an essay about, I have to write an essay about myself. So I'll begin with I am, or my name is, I am so many years old, or I study in this class, I have these many sisters and brothers. So these are 4, 5 or 6 lines which are taught in the initial first or the second class, that the students are being taught or made to learn to write. So this is the first, or this is the initial step towards essay writing. So slowly and gradually, when we move to class 2, class 3, class 4, a little advancement, and there is a gradual advancement in the essay writing, and then by class 6, it is that a topic is given and the students have to write an essay on their own. So this essay writing is not anything which is new to us. It is something which we people have been acclimatized, and we people have been taught, and we people know from the initial years of our education life. So this is one way how we develop our writing. So today, the learning outcomes of this essay writing means when we are doing essay writing, we are doing at the graduation level. For the students of graduation plus 2 or graduation or UG level or PG level. So this is essay writing for those students. So but then we will have to clarify from the grassroots that small things, small words, small meanings are there, expressions are there that we need to clarify in our class for a better understanding of essays. And I believe, this is my belief, that when we learn something which we have learned at an earlier stage, and then we do learn at a mature level, the understanding is always better and long lasting. Theorems or some equations or formulas which I used to do in class 9th and 10th, they were very difficult. But now when I am doing it, I feel like I really enjoy to do it. So when at a mature level we do those things, means we enjoy doing it, because obviously they are easier for us now, and now when we are doing it, it is for our better understanding, because it is by choice. And in the classes when we were made to do these things, to learn these things, then it was by compulsion, that it was in the syllabus and we had to learn, and there was a number of topics that we had to cover, so we couldn't give good time to each topic. Good time, I means that maybe my understanding for a topic might take 2 classes, yours might take 1 class, or somebody else might take 3 classes. So that is a good time for a person, one's own self. So because there is rush of completing the syllabus. But now when we are doing it, first of all, it is by choice, because we want to learn about that, we want to know more about that, and we want to clear our doubts. We intend to clear the doubts which were there. So, and it is at our own pace. So obviously the understanding is better. So we begin our class that what will be the learning outcomes, means what the learners will be able to learn after taking this session, taking this class. That is, the learner will be easily able to distinguish between between different essay types. Means with what types of, there are 4 to 5 types of basic types of essay, that is descriptive essay, then expository essay, then we have narrative essays. So what kind of analytical essays, so what kind of essays they are, the learner will be able to differentiate. Then the second is the learner will be able to will be able to understand, not master, the learner will be able to understand that how the essay can be divided, what is the structure of the essay. Like the structure, there are 3 things, the introduction part, then the body part, and then we have the conclusion part. Then what are the techniques of paragraph development, means each paragraph, how the paragraphs are to be developed, and then how the paragraphs need to be organized. So all these things, and then our writing skills are also enhanced, and effective writing means effective writing techniques can be applied. So all these things a learner will be able to learn after this class. So after the learning outcomes, let's begin with, let's see what are the table of contents, that what are we going to learn in today's class. That is the definition of essay writing, then essay writing, then the meaning, then purpose, types, structure, tips for writing a good essay, and then we have the conclusion. So these are the things which we will be discussing in our today's class. Now, for the first thing is, what is an essay? Before going into deep details, let's first know that what is an essay. An essay is a short piece of writing on a particular subject. Means it is a short piece of writing, it can be a long piece of writing. Both, it is short piece also and it is long piece also. If we like as a students, when we are writing an essay, it is a short piece of writing. But if we go to the renowned writers and learned people, their essays can be as long as 8 to 10 pages also. So those are generally, they are categorized into literary essays. So literary essays are rather long. So then it is it expresses the writer's own arguments, perspectives, or observations. Means what on a particular topic, what the writer's perspective is. What does a writer think about a particular topic? What his perception of things is. So, and what his observations are. All those things are written in an essay. Now, essay can be formal or informal. Essays can be formal or informal, structured or unstructured, but they always aim to convey a specific point. There is always a specific point that an essay needs to convey. Means an essay is written for a specific purpose. Means what the writer wants the reader to understand. Now, meaning and definition of an essay. What is the meaning of an essay and how can we define these essays? Means meaning of an essay means that essay is a word which has been derived from the French word essayer. Essayer, which means to try. That means you try to keep on writing. Means you try and write whatever comes to your mind, whatever your perception is, whatever your experiences are, whatever you want to inform. So you try and you write it down, you jot it down with you. Now, essays can be defined. Essays can be defined as an essay is a written composition where a writer presents his ideas and opinions on a specific topic in a coherent and structured manner. That means the essay is the writing where the writer, he tends to express his own ideas, his own views, his own observations in a coherent means coherent and structured manner. Means structured manner is easy, that the word itself denotes structured, means a proper structure needs to be followed while writing an essay. Coherent. Coherence means closely connected, means all the paragraphs, all the sentences, all the paragraphs, all the ideas, they are closely connected in an essay. Means it's not that in one paragraph we are talking about environment, and in the second paragraph we are talking about food. No, it shouldn't be there. So if we are talking about environment, if the essay is on environment, then all the paragraphs, they should deal with environment. This is okay. This is accepted, that all, and this is means it is this can be used that there are in different paragraphs we talk about different parts of the environment, or the different, we structure the essay in the different parts. That means first part it is environment, what is an environment, then second what is the current situation of the environment, then what are the causes of the environment of this current situation, means degradation of the environment, and what are the effects and what measures can be taken. So this way we can structure an essay into 4 to 5 paragraphs, introduction and conclusion, and all these parts, 2 or 3 parts extra. So that is perfect. But it is not that we completely deter from the topic. So that will not be acceptable. So coherence means that when we, from the beginning, from introduction to conclusion, we carry on with one particular topic only. Our focus, though we can focus on the different aspects of that particular topic, but it has to be a single topic. So that is called coherence. Coherence means closely connected. Means the ideas should not be vague. There shouldn't be any ambiguity in the presentation of ideas. Then essays, they often include an introduction, body paragraphs, and conclusion. So after this, we have the purpose of the essay. Means what is the purpose of writing an essay? The purpose of writing an essay is to develop critical thinking skills. Now, before moving forward, let's say what are critical thinking skills? What are critical thinking skills? Means when we go through something, we analyze, we interpret, we are able to reflect, reason and reflect upon things, tendency, or we can clarify ambiguity or vagueness. So these, and then we come to a conclusion. So all these skills, they come under the category of critical thinking skills. That means we see something, when we read something, then we are able to understand what it is. Then we can analyze what's right, what is wrong, and then we can reflect upon it, we can retain it, we can reflect upon it, we can recognize, we can clarify the ambiguity. So all these come under the category of critical thinking skills. So we develop critical thinking skills by essay writing. Then, to organize thoughts and ideas logically. We learn to organize thoughts and ideas logically. Our thoughts, our ideas, they should not run astray in one direction or the other direction. We come to know like we have one paragraph. In one paragraph, we have to discuss, like if it is concept wise, or it is like the different parts of an essay. So we have to limit ourselves to one particular thing. And if we have to discuss many points in an essay, so the one point which we are discussing, one point whichever we pick up, that point should, all about that point, we will discuss there and finish it out. It should not run into the second point, or like first point we are discussing something, then second, third, fourth point again we begin to the first point. We know, oh, I have forgotten something to write, so let me write. So this kind of thing should not be there. That means logical. Logically, the logical arrangement is something which we learn from essay writing. Then, to organize the essays logically, to communicate ideas effectively, because it is not speaking. In the spoken part, it is like when I am in my class, if I discuss any particular topic and I look at the eyes, making an eye contact with my students or questioning them, in both the ways I can come to know that my students have not been able to understand what I am talking about. So in that case, I can give more examples. I can clarify their doubts. They can ask me questions and I can answer their questions. So this way I can clarify. But when an essay is written, it has to be very, very clear and to the point, so that the reader who is reading the essay, he is able to understand, because once the reader is not able to understand the essay, what will happen? He will leave it. He will leave there and then reading the essay. So his interest will be diverted. He will lose interest in the essay. So the ideas that need to be communicated, they should be communicated effectively. Then to demonstrate understanding of a topic means what you want to talk about the topic. Means whatever topic you, and then we need to explain. If supposing I am writing an essay, or if you are writing an essay, so what we need to do is, first of all, we need to demonstrate, we need to show, we need to mention that supposing if I am writing an essay on environment, then what I understand by environment, that I need to demonstrate, that I need to show, because then reading that with that particular concept, the reader will further continue with his reading, because there can be different viewpoints, there can be different aspects of a thing. So if the reader has one aspect in mind and the writer has developed the second aspect, so their viewpoints will clash. So that should not happen. So it is very important that whatever I am saying, what is my point of view, from which point of view I am addressing a thing, that should be made very clear in the beginning of the essay itself. Then to inform or explain a topic to the reader. So this is clear. That means we need to inform and explain the topic to the reader. There is a difference. Demonstrate my own idea, that means what I feel about that topic and what that topic is actually about. Yes. So, but there is a correlation between both these things. Means we need to explain to the reader what we understand by this particular topic and what we are going to discuss. Then types of essay. What are the types? There are different types of essays. That is narrative essay, descriptive essay, expository essays, then we have persuasive essays and analytical essays. So these essays are there, and I am going to discuss all these essays one by one. I will in detail, I will discuss all these essays, that what these essays are about. But in a brief way, we can understand that a narrative essay is, it is, as the name depicts, it is narration. Descriptive essay, description. Then expository essay means it exposes something. Then persuasive essay persuades, and analytical essay, it analyzes. Now, one by one, I will discuss all the important points of these essays. Means individually, I will be focusing on each essay. That is the narrative essay. First is the narrative essay. What is the narrative essay? Narrative essay, a very good example is storytelling. Okay, narrative essay is when we narrate something, or when we tell a story. That is narrative essay. That means it includes characters, plot and a setting. A character, a plot and a setting. But that is the secondary thing. First thing is that the narrative essay, because as I said that when I narrate something or when I tell a story, so there most of the time that I factor is included. Okay, it can be I factor. It is not mandatory that in every narrative essay I factor will be included, but I factor can be used or I factor is avoided. But then also it is the narration, means the personal perception of a person. A personal perception of things of a person is there, means the personal reflection is there in the narrative essays. Then more or less narrative essays are subjective in nature. So before moving further, let me clarify what are subjective and what is objective. These are two types of approaches, subjective approach and objective approach. Objective approach is when we are expressing or when we are writing without our personal interference in the essay. Means like explaining a process. There my personal interference will not be there. My personal viewpoint, my personal feelings, my personal thoughts will not be there. Because what is happening there, what is happening, we are explaining that. We are explaining, means what the process is, we explain that process that mechanically. So that is an objective point of view, objective approach. That means the personal feelings, personal thoughts, personal ideas of the writer are not involved in it. Then the second is the objective approach, the subjective approach. The subjective approach is that when the personal ideas, feelings are there in the writing, means when the writing has complete focus, means complete impression of a writer, means his own personal feelings, his thoughts and ideas can be reflected. His point of view is included in that writing. So that is called subjective approach. Now, narrative essays, they have to a great extent, they have the subjective approach. Then it includes characters, a plot and a setting. Then written in first person or third person. It is written in third person also. An example is my first day at college. Example, my first day at college. So when I will be writing an essay, when I will write an essay or you will write an essay on your first day of the college, then the personal feelings are there. I was very means since I have taken in my UG, at my UG level of education, I had taken admission in Tirthankar Mahavir University and in the management college and its management college, that is Tirthankar Mahavir Institute of Management and Technology. So there I was very excited on my first day of the college because that was going to give me an impression that I am out of school and I am a grown and mature person and I am out of the school. So it will be a free environment. It will be like the studying pattern, the teaching pattern will be different, and I'll be exposed to new things. So the day on which I had to join my college, that day was awaited. Means I told my mother to wake me up early, and I wanted to especially take time to dress up myself, and then take good time. Means leisurely, I go to the college, enjoy everything. So when at exact time, at the fixed time, I reached the stand where my college bus would pick me up. The college bus came and I climbed the bus and sat in the bus. Most of the bus was filled. There were only a couple of seats vacant, and I went and occupied a seat. So another student also was sitting, and I started interacting with him. So this kind of essay, everywhere my personal impression, what I felt, my personal my own point of view, my personal feelings, my ideas, my expressions are there in this essay. So such essay is called a narrative essay. Okay. So after this narrative essay, we come to the next one, that is descriptive essay. So the descriptive essay, as the name reflects, it describes. Descriptive essay is a description. In an essay which we describe everything in an elaborate manner. Means it is basically descriptive essays. They are used for poetry writing, poem writing, poems, or they are used for fiction. Means when we are writing and we have to explain each and everything. Means like if we are going somewhere, what can be the experiences of the person going there. So everything has to be, means the location, the scene, the place, the journey, everything is elaborately described. So these descriptive essay, they use sensory detail. Sensory detail means the 5 senses in our body. What are the 5 senses? Seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching. All these 5 senses are properly used in these essays. That means if there is like, I can give you an example, like I have given you the example also, like morning walk. So a morning walk in a forest. So when you go to the forest in the morning walk, what will happen? The chirping of the birds can be heard. So that is the sense of hearing. Then the fresh wood smell, the smell of woods. the smell of leaves, and if it had rained, then the smell of mud is also there. So what is it? The smell of soil is also there. So what is it? This is the sense of smell. So the writer of such an essay, he will describe everything. That I could hear the chirping, the soft chirping sound of the birds, as if the birds have woken up early, or the birds have been disturbed by the birds have been disturbed by the sunrise from their deep slumber. So these kind of expressions are there. So this is what is descriptive writing. Means the writer is going to express each and everything. A second example can be the sunrise. Means the sun came up slowly earlier. First thing, it was reddish rays of the sun. Then slowly and gradually turned to violet, and then some streaks of red, some streaks of orange. So these kind of expressions, detailed descriptions, they are there in descriptive essays. I hope you have understood the different what are narrative essays and what are descriptive essays. So this aims to create a vivid. It aims to create a vivid experience for the reader. Means the writer tries to create a vivid, a very clear, a very elongated experience, and very clear, mentioning everything. Such kind of experience to the such kind of images. I can say that such kind of images for the reader to experience. Means reading a descriptive essay, the reader sometimes feels that he himself is present at that place. Then our third type of essays are expository essays. Expository essays are means exposition, means something to tell. Means when we tell something, or when we expose something, that is, explains a topic logically and straightforwardly. That is, means when we expose something, means when we show something, means the way. Supposing I can give you, before moving forward, let me give you an example. Means the steps of a process. That is exactly how the person, what does he do? That he is going to simply explain. The steps of a process. Means like making tea. First, take water in a pan, add one spoon of sugar. When keep the pan on the flame. When the water boils, add one spoon of tea leaves. Then add 1 tablespoon of milk. When it boils, stir it in a cup using strainer. So this is what? This is a process. In this process, means the writer doesn't have to add anything. The writer doesn't have to add anything in this. Means his own personal feelings, his own expressions, his own ideas are neither required nor there is scope for adding, because it is a simple process that the person is going through. So these kind of essays, they are called expository essays. And these essays, they include facts, statistics, process and examples. They are objective and unbiased. So the personal feelings cannot be there. And then the examples are the benefits of renewable energy. So what is it? The benefits of renewable energy. So when you are going to tell about the benefits, you cannot say, I think it happened, I think this happens. These kind of terminology, these kind of expressions have no scope in that. So this is what this is all about expository essays. So now the next type of essays are persuasive essays. Now, as the name denotes, as it is reflected from the name, persuasive means they are there to persuasive essays are there to persuade. Means to persuade a person to believe, to convince on something. Sometimes they are for a person to take some action also. So these persuasive essays, they argue of a point of view or a position. Means they argue, they persuade a person to, means they argue, they persuade a person to agree to they argue, means the writer presents the views means argumentative views that a person tries to convince the reader with his own point of view or whatever the topic of the essay is. Then it aims to persuade the reader, and the example is that why school uniforms should be mandatory. So why school uniforms should be mandatory? This is the topic. Now there are different viewpoints. Some people would think that yes, the school uniform should be mandatory. Some might think that no, they shouldn't be mandatory. So, but the writer here, he tries to persuade, he tries to convince the readers that yes, and to support his idea, he would give a number of reasons to pursue. He would give a number of reasons to convince the reader that yes, school uniform should be a mandate in the schools. So these kind of essays, they are called persuasive essays. So the next category of essays are analytical essays. What are analytical essays? As the name depicts, analytical essays are essays which are to analyze. Means when they analyze something. So these essays, they break down a topic into its components. What do? They break down a topic into its components, the different parts, and each part they will go through, they would explain in detail each part of the topic. These essays, they analyze and interpret elements. Yes, they analyze and they interpret the elements. Often used in literary criticism. Such kind of essays are used in literary writings, and in literary writing specifically it is literary criticism. The example of such an essay is the symbolism in the Great Gatsby. So the symbolism means what would they do? They would take any poem or any essay of Gatsby or Shakespeare or any other writer, and what would they do? They would try to find out what means each topic, each paragraph, or each concept and each paragraph, and then in that each paragraph or each idea they would try to find out symbolism and analyze and interpret that. Yes, this is symbolic. Yes, the grass here is symbolic. The weather in these lines is symbolic of the temperament of or the mood of the author or the mood of the writer. So these kind of things are there. So that is how they break each and every concept and they analyze it and then interpret it. So after the analytical essays, these were the main types of essays. Now we come to the structure of the essays. Now what is the structure of the essays means? What is the structure? Yeah, that is, structure of the essay is one of the very easiest thing to teach the student. Means the body, the introduction, the body and the conclusion. There are the only three things. The topic of the essay is whatever the topic, that is the head, that is on the top. At the times there is a writer also, we mention the name of the writer, and the body is only this. That the introduction, the body part, introduction, the structure of the essay is the introduction, the body and the conclusion. Now introduction, it presents the main idea or the thesis statement. What is the thesis statement now? Let's first clarify. Main idea or the thesis statement. There is a thesis statement in an essay. This thesis statement, it depicts the main idea of the essay. Thesis statement refers to the main idea of the essay and the parts or the points that will be discussed along with the main ideas. Means how the main idea will be elaborated. What are the points that will be discussed in the main idea to elaborate? Which points will be elaborated? Okay, which points are attached to the main idea and that will be elaborated in the essay. So this consists of thesis statement, and thesis statement is there at the end of the introduction. Introduction is the first paragraph, the first part of an essay, and towards the end of the introduction we place the thesis statement, because connected to the thesis statement is the body of the essay. So generally in most of the cases the thesis statement is placed at the end of the introduction. Now introduction, what do? We introduce a topic, right? That means like environment, if we are talking, because that is a very common topic which comes to my mind when I am talking. So I generally talk about environment. So what is an environment? Okay, means how and what do we understand by environment? How we can define environment? What are the concepts of environment today? Means what is the condition of the environment today? So what are these simple things we discuss? Means we create a base for the main idea to develop in the introduction. We make a base to present the main idea. Okay, or let's say we are talking about internet. Okay, internet. So what we will do is, like in the modern world today, in the world of globalization, in the current scenario, there are so many new things which are coming. Life is becoming very different from the time when our parents were young. So from that time till when our parents were in 50s. So from that time to my time when I am in 50s, what is the difference that has been that has occurred? So then along to that, like there is globalization, there is like modern means of communication, and the things have changed, the education, the system, the pattern of different things have changed. So when we are discussing this, along with it, we will come to the point in now the most important reason for all these changes is the introduction of internet, and then we come to internet. So the thesis statement will be about the internet, and what is the means that we tell about internet, and means the usage of internet had made life, had altogether changed the life of the present man. So we can talk about this. So this is in this paragraph I have given you an example, like what we can write in introduction and how the thesis statement is placed. So the second point after the introduction are the body. Body consists of the paragraphs. Means the paragraphs depend upon the points that we need to elaborate in our essay. Means what is the topic? Means when as I tell you, it's something very important. Like if I have to write about internet, then I will write what is the importance of internet. Okay, means what is internet? What is the importance of internet? And then what are the advantages of using internet and what are the disadvantages of using internet? So my body paragraph will be of 4 types. Okay, there will be 4. I will divide my essay into 4, not paragraphs I will say, but I can say that it will be 4 parts depending upon the length. Means if I have to sum up my paragraph in 500 words or 1000 words or 5000 words, that will depend. The paragraphs will depend upon the length of my essay. Means what is the word limit of my essay. So but then I will divide my essay into these 4 parts. But if I have to speak about environment, then in environment means after the introduction, I'll first of all I'll focus what is the current scenario of environment across the globe. Okay, then what are the reasons for that environment? What are the reasons of that condition? Then what are the effects of this condition? Then what are the measures that can be taken or the steps that can be taken? So again I'll divide my essay into 4 to 5 parts. So that is the body, that how we decide to distribute the essay. Then after the body paragraphs means they develop the thesis and with supporting arguments. Means the body part they develop the thesis, means whatever we have written in the thesis statement, those points, the points which we have mentioned in the thesis statement, they will develop all those points with arguments and evidences. Then and examples. Then the next one is conclusion. Means summarize. The conclusion will summarize the main points. All that we have discussed in the essay. Now after the structure of the essay, we will discuss the structure in detail, that is the introduction. So the introduction part, first thing is how to grab attention. Means I have discussed all the parts, introduction, structure, introduction, body and conclusion in a general manner. Now we'll specifically discuss each and every point, that is introduction. Means how to grab the attention, means the lines with which we will begin. will be the deciding factors. Means decisive factors of the reader, for the reader, that whether he would continue reading the essay or not. So the introductory lines, they are the deciding factors. Means like they have to be really very, very impressive, they have to be eye-catchy, or they have to be very informative, that the attention of the reader is glued there. Glued means it's stuck there, that he is forced to read further. What will be there in the essay? Means his inquisitiveness is created, that what he will read in the essay. Hook to grab attention, then that is the hook, means the hook with which the fishes are grabbed. Okay, with which the fishes are hooked, means there is a hook and they are hooked to that hooking, that hook point. So that is what we want, that this essay, the first few lines of the essay, they are the point where the reader's attention can be hooked. So to grab the attention of the readers, the introductory lines, such attractive lines should be introduced. Then background information. That means the background information means we create a background. Means if we are talking about internet, then when the internet was introduced, who brought the internet, means how it slowly and gradually the usage of internet has spread throughout the globe. So that kind of background we will have to create, because sometimes the topic on which the essay is, the reader is not acquainted with that topic, or maybe the reader doesn't have much knowledge about that topic, or maybe his aim of reading that particular essay is to grab information or to gain knowledge about that particular topic. So that is why the background information is a mandate. It is mandatory, it is important to give the background information, because that will be the beginning of the development of the thesis, of the idea, the main idea of the essay. Now after this background knowledge, we come to the thesis statement. We place the thesis statement in the essay. Means what is our topic and to what extent we will be elaborating the topic. What will be the points that we will be elaborating upon in our essay related to the topic we will be, or in which direction the essay will be developed. So this idea a reader should get from the thesis statement. Now after this we come to the body paragraphs, means how to develop the body paragraphs. The first is topic sentence. What is a topic sentence? The topic sentence is the sentence which tells us about the topic. So that is placed initially in the beginning of the paragraph. Then we have supporting details and evidence. Means the topic sentence is further developed with the supporting evidence or examples. Means the topic sentence develops with the examples, means or the supporting statements or the evidences that we provide. So that is flowering of the topic sentence. Then transition to the next paragraph, and then there is in the first paragraph itself, there should be something which tells the reader that yes, now we will discuss the advantages, because just the way we finish up the point now when we are discussing the body paragraph, now the transition way is that I will tell you, now after this I will discuss the conclusion, and then I change the slide and then we discuss about conclusion. So that is called transition. This is called transition. So this kind of transition is written in the paragraph. At the end of the paragraph, the transitional words or the transitional phrases are there which inform the reader that now the next paragraph would be about this particular topic, this particular idea. What this point will be elaborated in the next paragraph. So that now I will be telling you that now we will discuss the conclusion. And then what I do is that I change the slide. So this is what is this is a transition that I am telling you that what the conclusion is about. That I will be discussing the conclusion in my next part. So restate the thesis statement. In the conclusion, what we do, we write the thesis statement again. That means we want to ensure that we want to ensure or affix in the minds of the readers that yes, these were the topics. We want to reassure that yes, our essay had been on these topics from where we started. So we come back to that. Then we summarize the key points, means all the key points that we have developed in the essay, we have developed in the different paragraphs of the body. We summarize those paragraphs, or we summarize those key points once again. Then we summarize them in the conclusion. Then provide a calling thought or call to action, means there is a thought that yes, if we do not take care, if we are still not aware, and if we are still not aware of the environment, of the depletion of our environment, then we are doing a fatal harm to our coming generations, to our future generation. So this is a call for thought. That means it gives food for thought to the readers, means they need to think about it. Now call for an action, this is separate. What is call for an action? If I finish up my sentence that yes, now what all are you waiting for? Please, from now onwards, pitch in for the cabs. Do not use your cabs individually. Do not use your cars individually. Go in for share cars, because that would reduce the consumption of fuels and consequently the dangerous gases. It will check the release of dangerous gases in the environment. Plant more trees. Go now. Get up. Take an action. Plant 5 trees every year. So per member of your according to per member of your family. So these are what? These are call for action. Means that you get up and you start working. You take an action. So these are 2 ways how we can conclude our essays. I hope till here you have been able to understand all about essay writing. Now there are tips for writing a good essay. The tips for writing a good essay, that is, plan before you write. The first and the foremost, the most important tip for essay writing is that plan. First of all, think what is the topic, what do you want to write about. Okay, sometimes it is because of some compulsions, or because of there are some restrictions, like what the topic can be selected. Because when you are being asked to write, then there would be restriction in selection of the topic. But then if you are a freelancer, then first of all you need to find out that what is the need of the hour, what is the topic that you need to write your essay on, where you have, then the topic should be something which you, or it can be something which you feel about very strongly. So all these things can be the deciding factors which can help you to decide in the choice of topic, that which topic one should choose. You should choose to write an essay upon. Then after choosing the topic, means once you have decided, now we have the leverage of this, that before deciding upon the topic, if there are some topics that are crossing my mind, that means I have a fleeting thought about 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 topics, and I can take the help of internet also, that what topics I should write. So then I should write an essay upon, means what will be the contemporary topics, or what are the streaming topics the writers would be able to read, or what kind of topics that the writers are keen on reading. So I can select any one of the topic from those also, and then I can gather information from the net also. I can surf different websites where I can get information, so that I can decide upon the topic also. I can see that how much interest or how much knowledge I have about that topic, and I can add upon to my knowledge with my own personal views also incorporating into it. So first of all, plan before you write, then stay focused on the topic. Means once you have decided, means this all grassroots working a person will have to do before deciding the topic. So once the topic is decided, that means a Herculean task has been achieved. because when we go across internet, the internet, though it helps us in clarifying the thoughts, it can confuse us also. The mind gets boggled by reading different topics, and then sometimes the mind would think that the first one, the topic number 1 is good, or the topic number 2 is good, or topic number 3 is good. So it can be mind boggling also. So first, if the topic is decided, that is why one achievement, I say one achievement has been made. So now we can focus, or we can stick to that particular area. Then after this, the second point is stay focused on the topic. That means one person needs to stay focused. Means focus. You have to now once the topic is decided, go through the material, because if you need to take help of the books, you need to take help of different websites, you need to discuss with people, you can take the viewpoints of different people. So all that needs to be done. How it needs to be done? It needs to be done, but the focus should remain on one topic. Means the topic which we have decided upon, that should be our focal point. Means it is not that now I have decided to write on internet and then I'm discussing about environment. No, that will be mind-boggling. That will be confusing. So let's leave the second topic for some other day, isn't it? Because here I remember the lines of Robert Frost: two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and I could not travel both. I took the one less traveled by and left the other for some other day. So what happens, that if two topics are attracting me, then I will have to decide out of those two topics. I will have to decide on one, and then my full focus, my full attention should be there on that particular topic only. So don't deter once the topic has been decided. So stay focused on the topic. Use different material, internet, books, discussions with the people. All should be focused on that particular topic which has been decided. Then the third is use clear and concise language. While writing an essay, the language we use should be clear. It should be concise. We people have discussed these all the way till now in all my sessions. You would have seen that I am focusing on two things only: clear and concise language, and no grammatical error, no grammatical or spelling error. These are the two key points for a good writing expression. So the language should be clear, means whatever we are trying to say, that should be absolutely clear. And the second thing is conciseness, means we cannot beat around the bush, discussing one thing again and again and again. So, and it shouldn't be that one idea, one thought, not idea, one thought is going in a thought which can end in 1 or 2 sentences. It is going across 10 to 12 sentences. That means we'll be beating around the bush. We are using different language to discuss the same thought or the idea. So that should be avoided, because that is a cardinal sin which irritates the reader. Use clear and concise language, and after that we have support arguments with evidence. Support arguments with evidence means that is we need to support means how are we going to develop the essay. Developing of essay will be either means it is arguments, means whatever we want to say, or it is evidence that we have collected, or it is the examples we can give, or it is our own thoughts or our viewpoints. So these are different things how we can develop the essay. So development of essay will depend upon the paragraph development techniques, means the techniques that we use to develop a paragraph. So these paragraph development techniques, now before moving forward, because how we are going to develop the essay, for that paragraph development and organizing paragraph. The techniques of paragraph organization, these two things are very, very important. So paragraph development, it is like the paragraph development is obviously the way the paragraph means. First of all, we decide that what will be the type of the paragraph we will be taking for our topic, that whether it is narrative, descriptive, or whatever, which we have discussed, analytical expository, these all topics, these all types, means that will first fall under the category of these. Means what type of essay we want to write. So that will depend upon the paragraph development. Now paragraph organization. So paragraph organization is that means it can be in chronological order, means the things happen one after the other. So that way they are being organized. So then second, it can be cause and effect, means what are the causes and what are the effects. So this is another way of paragraph organization. Then it is contrast and comparison. What is the contrast and comparison? So all these things are, all these few points are there, that how we can organize our paragraphs. So this is how we can organize our paragraph. This is how we can support arguments and with evidence. Then how we can organize the paragraphs, and then it is proofread and edit. Means once the paragraph is done, what we need to do is that we need to proofread and we need to edit. Means wherever required. If we proofread once, twice, or thrice, we go through the essay and we can edit it if we find some points are illogical, or something is there is ambiguity in certain parts, or any other mistake like spelling mistake, grammatical construction, sentence construction, grammatical errors, sentence construction. So whatever are there, means once we can proofread it and we can edit it. Means we can even change the ideas or the evidences or anything, whatever we want to change in our essay. Now next we will be discussing planning your essays. So it is planning your essays is first of all brainstorming ideas. So how we plan an essay? Brainstorm ideas. Means we have to think about the ideas, that what should be the, means if we have decided upon the topic, then what should be the idea. Okay, what are the points? We have decided upon the topic, what is the topic, then how we are going to further develop the topic. Means what part of that topic which we will be taking, what part, how we will develop. So that requires a lot of brainstorming. Then after that, what we will do is create an outline. Means create an outline, that is the most simplest thing, and it will be the thing which will keep you as a writer, keep you on track. Means we can make a flow chart also, we can create a table also. Any way we can develop, creating an outline, that is introduction. First will be the introduction. Then we can decide upon in the outline itself that the introduction will be for how many words, or it will be for how many lines. Then we come to the body part. Then what will be the topics that I will be keeping in the body part, and then I can write body, and then I can put the arrows there. That in the body I will discuss that what is the importance of a particular thing, of my topic, what is my topic, whatever my topic say, like my topic is XYZ. So what is the importance of XYZ, and then what is the reasons, what are the causes of it, how it can be effective for the people, and what is the usage, or what are the methods of usage of XYZ. So that is one way how I can decide upon the body. Means I can write these particular points, or there can be other different ways also. This is the way how we can decide upon an outline. And then after, when we sit to develop, then we can discuss, we can see that in each particular point, what are the points that we will be writing. So we can break the headings into subheadings, and the subheading means that I am talking about the flow chart, that the headings in the flow chart, and the headings, they can be further elaborated into subheadings, further divided into subheadings, and the subheadings can more points. So this is how we can create an outline on the essay. This outline, creating an outline will help us to restrict to the topic, to restrict to the headings, because most of the time what happens when we sit to write, then there are so much flow of ideas that we tend to get astray. We can tend to move here and there from the points, and then it can lead to ambiguity. So this can be evaded by sticking by the outline. Means whatever the outline we have, created, then we can stick. Now, after a certain practice, we can even decide, because the length of the essay, whatever the length of the essay is, like deciding the outline only, we can decide that which outline, how much words, or what should be the measurement of the content, means in words or in lines. Then after this, creating an outline, it is researching the topic. Then after creating the outline, it will be researching. We will start researching for the topic. Means once we have created an outline, then each and every heading and the subheading, we will start researching from different sources, whatever the sources we have and whatever the topic we have decided. That will help us, means that will decide that what will be the sources that we will use. Now after this, it is staying focused, means how we can stay focused. So staying focused, it is that first is stick to the thesis. We stick to the thesis point. Means whatever we have discussed in the thesis point, stick to that particular idea. Means your thesis statement is your main idea. Alright, so stick to the thesis statement. What are the points you have referred? Stick to that. Then second is avoid irrelevant details. And now one more thing, before, like when I say stick to the thesis, means again and again you need to write your thesis statement, and the points that you have included in your thesis statement, you need to write those somewhere on a play card, and you need to keep it on your table, so that whenever you are sitting down to research on the topics, whenever you are sitting down to write, your focus goes on that, and that will keep you focused, or that will keep you on line. That means you will not deter from the line. Then second is avoid irrelevant details. Means sometimes there are a lot of we can say the content there which we find from books or website, and we at times we feel that it is important and we pick up and we include in our writing. But that can be evaded later on also. That can be omitted later on also. Like that will, it depends upon the development of the thesis. That if we feel that those particular points are irrelevant, they can be dropped down also. Then keep paragraphs focused on one main idea. Yes. So we have to decide, because that is where the outline will help. That each paragraph, whatever paragraphs we have decided upon, each paragraph, it will remain focused on the main idea. Means one idea in one paragraph, and we will stick to that, because we cannot the paragraph, the length of the paragraph can be increased according to our requirement. It can be long, it can be small, it can be short also. So that is okay. But too many ideas in one paragraph will lead to ambiguity. So the paragraph should contain only one idea. Then using clear and concise language. Using clear and concise language, it is obviously avoid. How will we get this clear and concise language? And earlier I said like we should use clear and concise language. But how this clarity in the language and conciseness can be achieved? First of all, avoid the use of technical words or jargons, because most of the people, the readers are common. Our common readers, they might not be associated or they might not be acquainted with these jargons or technical words. And so if every time I have to read an essay or any piece of writing and I have to go back to my dictionary and take help of the dictionary for the meaning, then it would not be very, means that experience will not be enjoyable. Means reading something, that will not be enjoyable, because I have to go again and again, go back to the dictionary and then insert the meaning in my brain for a better comprehension. So that is avoid jargons and complex sentences. So jargons should be avoided, complex and compound sentences should be avoided, because they at times lead to ambiguity. Then be direct and to the point. Be direct and to the point means straightforward, whatever you want to say. Don't leave anything for the reader to guess, because the guessing of the reader will take him into a different direction. So the meaning will be lost. Okay, so we can never, the writers can never leave anything for the reader to guess. So be direct and to the point. Then use active voice, means passive voice should be avoided. Active voice has a better impact. Active voice has a better impact and it leads to clarity of expression. Then next we will be discussing supporting arguments. Now how we can use the supporting arguments to enhance our writing or to elaborate our, extend or expand our writing. That is, use reliable sources, means whatever supporting documents you are using, supporting arguments, you not documents, supporting arguments you are using, they all should be from some reliable sources. Means it should not be anybody, anything. Means there are certain websites which are not authentic, which are not reliable. So please be very particular about the reliability of the sources. Then only take the arguments from those sources. Pick up content from there or examples from there. Include statistics, quotes and examples to elaborate, to support our main idea, to support our idea. Examples can be given. Then there can be statistics and quotes can also be included. Means when I am talking about, as I said, I am talking about environment, then I can use the statistics. Means what are the statistics which are showing the damage to the, means how much damage we human beings have done to the environment, and that damage accordingly, means what is the condition of the environment, and it can be further divided according to the countries also, that where the environmental pollution is high, where the environmental pollution is less, and so that statistics can be incorporated. Then there can be a comparison also created, that in year 1990 this was the condition of the environmental pollution, and in 2024 this is the condition of environmental pollution, and then it can be country wise comparison also, that how much deterioration has come in different countries also. Means, but I'm very sure that in India it would be the highest. Okay, so these comparisons, these statistics can be used for comparisons, and some important codes, some common codes and examples can be incorporated. So these all are the points which will support your document, which will enhance the importance of your document, plus it will add to the expansion of the document. It will give document means the essay. It will give length to the document. Then if we are taking the sources, if we are taking the help from the sources, then we should cite the sources properly. Means all the sources from where we have taken the examples or the statistics, they should be very clearly and properly cited. Accurately, I must say, accurately is the word, that they should be accurately cited, so that if anyone wants to cross check, they can go to those places, they can go to those sites and they can check. Now proofreading and editing. The next point is proofreading and editing. That is, we need to, obviously, whenever we are writing, even if it is 2 lines or if it is 2000 lines, every written document needs to be edited by proofreading. So we need to, proofreading and editing are 2 mandatory things which should be done by a writer, because once written and it's gone, means once I have written it and I have sent it to wherever I need to send or for publication, then once it is published, nothing can be, no changes can be made. So before opening it for other people to view, first of all, a writer should go through, proofread the written content, written document, written essay for a number of times, because every time it will be there. It is mandatory because we are humans and to err is human. So every time there can be some errors, and when we are reading, we are going through speedily, when we are skimming through the essays, skimming through the written articles, documents, then we tend to make mistakes. So proofread it slowly with proper attention and then edit it where required. Ensure clarity and coherence. That means the essay is clear, means whatever you are trying to say, it will be that the same idea will go to the reader, and the reader will be able to clearly understand, and then there is coherence, means all the parts of the essays are properly connected, and means it is in one flow. Then seek feedback and from others. Seek feedback from others means you can ask your friends, you can ask your colleagues, you can ask your family members or your neighbors to go through your essay and give you a feedback. Means what they understand, where they feel that the things are not connected, if any part is that way, or where clarity is not there. So all these things can be done. Now, summing up. So we are coming towards the end of our presentation. I am coming towards the end of my session. So how we sum up the session? The summing up is that, we can say, understanding essay writing. First of all, essay writing is a structure. What is means we need to understand that what is essay writing. It is a structured form of writing which is used, which is designed to inform. Means what is the reason for the essay writing? Means to inform, to explain, to persuade, or to analyze. So these are the four main purposes of essay writing. So we need to know that this is the purpose of the essay writing, and it is a structured writing, so we need to put it in a proper structure. Then there are different types of essays, that we have narrative essays, descriptive essays, expository essays, analytical essays, so these are different types of essays or persuasive essays. Then we have discussed that what is the structure, means how the essays can be structured, that there is the introduction part, the body part, and the conclusion part. Then the writing process, that means how we can write an essay. Pre-writing means first of all we have to prepare a rough draft. We have to do the brainstorming, we have to do the research, and then we have to prepare an outline. So this rough draft we need to do. This is the pre-writing aspect of our writing assignment. Then after that, drafting means write the initial version, means the first draft. There can be a number of drafts, means before going into publication, or before going into, means whatever the purpose of essay writing is, before it is going to the readers, then it needs to be that many drafts can be prepared. First draft, then you go to the first draft, there are shortcomings of the first draft, then the second draft, so there can be a number of drafts. Then revising, improve means revising means you revise and you go on revising and improve the content. That will be the means one revision and improvisations in the content. That will be the first draft. Then second draft will be, then you again make changes. Then again reading that you find there are some shortcomings. That will be the third draft. So that these are the ways how we call it draft 1, draft 2, and draft 3. So then revising, then editing, we edit, then proofreading. That is how we prepare the drafts. Then tips for effective essay writing. What are the tips? That means understand the assignment, understand the topic. Before taking a pen in your hand, the most important thing that you have to do is understand what the topic is. Clear thesis means then you have to develop a clear thesis statement. Then use evidences means that evidences should be used. Means you can elaborate your or expansion of the essay can be done by evidences. Then stay organized. That is one very important thing, that everything has to be organized. Then be concise and concise and practice. Means practice here is that you need to read, you need to go through your essay a number of times. Then common pitfall, no, one more thing about practice is that means make it a practice that you stick to the main points, make it a practice that you are organized. That means you organize your content properly. Then common pitfalls to avoid. What are the common pitfalls that should be avoided while essay writing? The first is vagueness, means unclarity. Vagueness means when we make our essay writing unclear. That means when a number of ideas are incorporated into one, then it becomes vague. That which particular direction we are moving into. So that leads to ambiguity. It leads to ambiguity for the reader. That means the reader is unable to understand that what your writing is about. Then content, means content have to be properly structured. Then we have to put a check on also that it is not that we can keep on expanding our content. No, first of all, whatever is in the thesis statement and then whatever is in the outline, we need to stick to that particular content. Then overuse of quotes, means we shouldn't use the quotes. Means some essays you can see that there are lot of quotes that are used. So those quotes should not be used. Means overuse of quotes should be avoided. Then after this we have, means quotes should not be, last I was discussing that the quotes should not be used. We should not use a lot of quotes. Then we have writing process. Means what is the writing process? That is pre-writing. We have discussed this, that pre-writing should be there. Then after pre-writing we have means how it has to be, how we have to means how we have to draft the essays, how we have to draft the essays. That is one draft or the second draft is there. So second draft or third draft. So writing process includes a number of drafts. Then after the pre-writing, means pre-writing we have to do brainstorming, research, outline. This I have discussed. Then after this we come to the drafting. Means again I was discussing that 1, 2, 3, 4 drafts can be used. Means we can revise. Means drafts are there, then they will be prepared. The number of drafts depends on the number of revision. How much times we have repeated and how much time we have found mistakes, or we have find better ideas to make changes in our drafts. Then tips for effective essay writing. This we have done. Understand the assignment, developing clear thesis, then use evidence. Then after we have discussed this, using evidence, then stay organized, be concise, practice. This we have discussed, and then we come to the conclusion. That is the conclusion part. The concluding part is that essay writing is a skill that improves with practice. It is a skill. It is not anything simple. It is not just writing. It is a skill, and skills need to be developed. So the more we write, the more we practice, the more we will achieve success in it. Means the more we will achieve proficiency in it. Then the more efficient we will become. Then understanding essay types, following a structured essay writing. Means we need to understand the essay types. What are the essay types, and accordingly we can structure the essays, and we can use the process. We can avoid common pitfalls and utilize available resources and keep practicing to become effective essay writer. So what we have to use is that whatever resources are there with us, we need to make best use of those resources, whatever resources we are. But the key to success is that keep on practicing and practicing. Because the first essay, you can the very important means you yourself are a judge, and the key point of judgment is that read your first essay and read your fifth essay. You will find a dramatic difference, a drastic change in that. So become practice and become a good essay writer. So thank you. That's all for my session. I thank you all very much for the patient hearing, and I hope that all of you, whatever content, I have tried to do justice with the content. I have tried to cover all the aspects that I thought were important to discuss in essay writing, and I hope that all the things have been clear. I have been able to explain everything to you clearly. Thank you very much. Thank you once again.